Welcome to Isn't It Obvious, where things are obvious. That's going to be an intro.
Welcome to Isn't It Obvious? I'm your host, Sera. Here with me is Micah and Phil. On this episode, the cereal hate continues. Isn't it obvious that cereal is a soup?
What? No.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
No. You can eat cereal dry and it is still cereal.
Let me think about this.
Cereal and milk
If you
is
eat Lucky
absolutely
Charms
a soup.
without milk, it's still Lucky Charms. Putting Lucky Charms in milk does not change what it is.
But, okay, fair. Okay, cereal in milk is a soup.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh, you...
There's no slow cooking. There is no induction of flavor into your prime subject.
Disagrees. Have you not had Cocoa Puffs?
Have you had a marshmallow in milk? There is no absorption of the milk in the marshmallow.
Disagrees. It gets all soggy and delicious and slightly soft and kind of like has that weird fuzzy texture on the outside that sort of melts just a little bit. It definitely percolates into the milk.
Fruity Pebbles is what I'm thinking about, which is like a multicolored
what soup
look.
do you make that does not rely on heat?
Cucumber soup.
There's a lot of
soup.
Cold noodle soups.
There's a lot of cold soups.
Yeah.
Such
There are.
as?
I don't know the Korean name for it.
What is a soup that you just throw shit into, and it is?
That's just called poop in water.
Cereal.
I mean, that's what it ends up being. But, no. To stray from your point, no. What is a cold brewed soup? Because soup, to my understanding, is there's heat involved to mix the flavors.
No. There are cold noodle soups in Korea all the time. Yeah. I mean, they're just not what I like to eat because it's odd.
There are chilled and cold soup recipes.
No, is served cold or there's zero heat involved in the production of that soup?
They're served cold.
Yeah. No. I want the other bit where there's zero heat in their production.
There's also...
I believe... Well, okay, I'm sorry, but does cereal have zero heat in its production?
Yes. It is cereal plus milk. Where's the heat?
Those puffs are absolutely cooked before they go into the box.
Yeah.
Those flakes, those cornflakes, absolutely cooked.
There is some heat process involved in the manufacturing.
No, if you take oats and add milk, you still have cereal. There's no heat involved.
Yeah, but a lot of the modern day
production of sweetened oats may have heat involved.
Are you telling me oatmeal is a soup?
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
No, I'm saying oatmeal is oatmeal. It is not a soup.
It is a soup.
It is not a soup.
It is a soup.
Okay,
what is your definition of a soup then?
I know this is a silly episode because now we're defining what words are.
This is a contentious, important episode.
But this is a very important
episode. Over this.
Here.
This is going to be another episode.
We're doing it remotely, but I might punch you all in the noses just for a point.
This hill is a hill we will die on, all of us.
This is like that episode where we talked about like what is a sport, and we just try to figure out the shape of what Sarah's like thinking of. So we're not going to try to
which was abstract enough.
Yeah, so I asked this question at work the other day.
Oh, good Lord.
If a hot dog was a sandwich.
Which a hot dog is absolutely not a sandwich.
To start a fight. And I took the position of a hot dog is absolutely a sandwich. It is a meat between two pieces.
No, it is not between two pieces. It is one piece of bread that is split.
Okay. It is within the confines of a bready substance.
That is not how you said it. You said it was between two pieces of bread.
All right.
Google even says a hot dog is a sandwich.
And Google is wrong. Google is not right about everything. Here. Forgive me, almighty Google.
When you guys talk about like a hot dog, I read something on the internet that I thought was grotesque, which is a shower thought, which is kind of similar to what we do, I suppose. And the idea was...
God, if this podcast isn't ingested when you're in the shower, you're doing it wrong.
The idea was this. I'll try to be faithful to it, but I'm going to butcher it. If a hot dog, like the meat part of it, is just intestines and the meat inside it, right? And we, the human, consume that hot dog, and now it's in our intestines. Do we not become the hot dog?
No, because we are not ingested.
No, but like we could be, right? Now we are the hot dog.
We are meat with a casing of intestine around.
We're the meat casing, yes.
Even though it's technically by that time it's probably not meat anymore.
Well,
no, because we break it down. The
in the stomach, it becomes what is it? Chyme.
Yeah.
And
then eventually
chyme
becomes
in the
shit.
stomach, and then it becomes shit in the intestines.
Yeah. But we are not a hot dog because we are not an open bun with meat in between.
All right.
We are a closed system.
I'll ask you one other question.
We're a pizzone.
If
you can have a hot dog without a bun, and then it's not a sandwich.
If you're 99 pounds and you eat 1 pound of jelly, like jelly beans, 1 pound of jelly beans, you're 99 pounds. You eat 1 pound of jelly beans. Are you now 1% jelly bean?
Yes.
No.
You're technically not. It's only after you've absorbed the nutrients, and you won't have absorbed that much of the nutrients.
Right.
Because you can
you're
only
like
absorb so much.
You'll
pass that as
jelly
waste.
Bean.
The shit inside of you isn't actually part of you. That is waste product that you are going to.
So what the body does not incorporate into itself. It is an alien subject that needs to be expelled through digestive means.
But
if we were a perfect system, if you were 99 pounds and ate a pound of jelly beans and did not shit, you would be 1% jelly bean. But because we shit, you are not 1% jelly bean. Because you can expel the useless material that does not facilitate
and it doesn't actually become part
incorporation
of your
of person. Exactly.
All right.
It's not part of you. If you were 99 pounds and drank a pound of water and did not pee, you would definitely be at least 1% water. Even though
1 part water, 99
water.
part. I had this conversation with someone about there's so much bacteria in your gut that it comprises like a substantial amount of who you are, like the gut instinct. Mm-hmm. And there are ways that the flora in your gut to be able to compel you to eat bad food. So you eat like a Baconator from Wendy's and you keep eating that. The flora in your gut that thrives on Baconators is going to tap into your system to be like, you need to eat more Baconators. This will make you happy. And so it's kind of like commandeering your decision-making process to some level. And I was like, no, that's total bullshit. Like, there's no way that's possible that, like, junk food this way would work. And their response was like, no, there's, you know, when people get really sick and they eat a lot of antibiotics, it destroys the flora in your gut to the point where people need to have, like, poop transplants.
Right.
So that your flora can resume back to a normal level.
Right.
And I'm like, there is so much more I need to know about this.
Yeah, no, that actually makes sense, especially in the fucking McDonald's world we live in. Hold on, fans, for our McDonald's ad in our ad break. But yeah, like if you constantly eat nothing but shit, your body is conditioned to eat that shit. But that shit is bad for you.
But it's not really... Okay, so when you said that like waste isn't you, right? Then it's like, okay, well, does this extra bacteria that's living in you? Right? Because then that's not really you.
No, that bacteria is taking in the nutrients you think you need.
Well, and also, can we survive without them? And can they survive without us?
No.
The answer is not easily for both cases because the bacteria is able to get rid of...
I think the answer is implicitly no.
Parasites or symbiotic?
No, it's a symbiotic relationship. But that can be skewed.
But then they aren't actually us. They are a tool we are using.
Well, it's as much as like the flu and the common cold are alien to our body. The digestive bacteria is not us, but it helps us function. Thus, it is a symbiotic relationship.
Okay, so how much...
Unless symbiotic relationship prescribes some bit of sentience, but no, because
I don't know. Sentience is...
We're complex single-celled organisms because we're really dumb and only think about a thing because things are stupid.
Is life. Bacteria is life.
Right.
It's a separate life.
Okay, so let me ask another question then. It's like, how much of your body would you have to chop off before you say it's not you anymore? I know that's pretty grotesque.
That's the same thing as you deal with like cellular regeneration, where if you have dandruff or scabs or anything, then that is a wholly new part that has grown, but it has grown from you, but it's not what was there before.
Are you talking about like replacing parts though? Like if you were to like lose an arm and you have a prosthetic, that prosthetic is a tool you use. Is that?
Or are you saying if an arm is regrown and is grafted to your body, much like if you take a liver transplant?
Is that you?
Where you have half a liver from someone else,
right?
But it grows. Is that not you?
Yeah. If you
like, there's a
or is it just a
also,
tool
I think
using?
that's such a emphasis on the self that is minutia that is not important. Sarah, I'm looking at you because you don't want to donate your organs.
It might be. Listen, it's not that I understand that people need these things. I just am weird about my body, and I think I have the right to that. I don't think anyone else has the right to decide what happens to my organs for me.
Okay, let me rephrase that. What if you are reliving the plot of Metal Gear Solid 4, and now you are a bioweapon, and someone says, hey, look, you need to change your body because you're going to kill other people because the genome that was meant to kill the president...
specifically him. In this debate, we definitely need to bring in Hideo Kojima's idea of philosophy and what the self is. Because that certainly isn't fucked up over 40 years of making video games.
We're moving on. We're powering through. I want to know Sarah's response.
The thing is,
what's your official response to Hideo Kojima's Metal Gear Solid 4
the sentience of a person. If your brain was removed from your body and put into a machine, are you not you? Is the crux of it. Because the facilitation and how you use your body is nothing if you do not have the sentience and the wherewithal of knowing past events and your impact on the future.
I kind of disagree, though. I think your body is part of
Because a liver can be put into your body and function just the same. How is that liver not you?
Yes, but I would never consider someone else's
But you use it the same way.
Like mine.
You use it the same way.
I would say that is a replacement part. I'm using it.
But yours was malfunctioning. Now you have a functional liver.
My doesn't.
No, you have a functioning liver.
I have someone else's functional liver. That was...
But you have a functioning liver.
From someone else who was kind enough to donate it. I would never take away
Why does ownership matter if it functions?
Ownership,
if you buy a used car, is it not your car?
Because ownership matters to me. Ownership matters to me.
But the car is a tool you use, much like a liver. A liver is a tool you use, and it's a very specific function in biology.
Let me add. All right.
Yes, but a car is a tool. A liver
it's also a tool.
Is a piece of a person.
Okay, let me ask you this question then, Micah and Sarah. You guys can figure out who's going to answer first. Like, we know that the pituitary gland can secrete lots of hormones and chemical signals that help with the endocrine system, and these type of things could also increase anxiety or stress or all these sorts of things that changes a person's mood. Let's say that you replaced we're going to have that thing replaced. Now you have someone else's. Not a brain transplant. These are hormonal transplants of organs that change the way that your mood responds. So another simple question to this is...
Basically like taking SSRIs for depression.
But you're no longer using your own ownership of that thing that you used to have. It's now someone else's because of reason. The thing is that this new replacement part is indeed not behaving the same way as it used to. It's someone else's. There's going to be variations.
Is it a specific replacement part, or is it a chemical introduced to your closed system that changes the function of what you had before?
It is a replacement part that creates those chemicals that are different than what you're...
Are there those type of transplants? Literally?
Right, like the poop transplant.
There's a pituitary transplant?
Yeah. Yep.
No, but...
Fecal transplants. Yeah. Well,
and that's the whole point of my original comment.
Fecal,
was like...
and there are...
Bacteria in your digestive system you're equating to your pituitary gland.
Right, because the bacteria, according to this theory about why you need to have a healthy gut floral system, whatever that is, if you had one that's geared towards baconators, which I fucking love, by the way.
Dude, aim higher. Like, Culver's bacon is so much better.
Oh, they're so good.
It is, but I'm not made out of money.
No, just suck up for the $9. Anyway, you don't need to save $3 for a Wendy's Baconator.
I don't think Wendy's Baconator.
It's definitely closer.
Moving on, guys. It is
definitely. It's closer,
and I love it.
The says the guy who eats a Taco Bell.
I had one the other day, actually.
I can't really cast stones.
That's a different standard, like metric and imperial.
No, grade D beef is definitely a different standard
than super greasy ball bacon.
At least it's grade. Okay, I don't know. C.
Grade unknown. The problem here is that, according to my coworker's theory about how this works, is that the glut floral would actually kind of rewire the reward center and say, look, it's going to know somehow that your body wants to have this sort of food. And you could purge that by like, whatever people do when those new age sciencey things where they don't eat that anymore. Right. Like, I'm going to eat nothing but kale forever. Right. And then go back. Diet. The idea that this is actually changing your decision-making process is kind of similar to the problem I had with like the pituitary gland no longer responding the way it's supposed to, or in that audiobook, the Babaverse, the person has his endocrine system dial so he can change it as he sees fit. And I thought, like, okay, if a human just magic wand, say, Micah and Sera, you are no longer hungry. You just no longer are. And you actually don't need to eat food anymore. You mastered photosynthesis. You just don't need to. You'll never feel hungry again. And, if you want to lose weight or...
I would still like to eat. But
would that no longer be you anymore? Because hunger is actually a big part of my life, right? So, like, you're no longer going to be cranky or happy or satiated.
That is also an immeasurable step from the human condition to try to answer that question in the replacement theory this conversation started on. You receiving a liver from another person is not the same that you do not need to eat food for the rest of your life because you've mastered photosynthesis. That's an alien step too far.
Okay, how about this then? Like, the liver is going to increase or decrease like certain parts of the hormones of your body that are able to regulate how you react, right? So then in this case, you're going to respond to things differently. And therefore, you're going to be either more lethargic or more active or have more energy or not.
Or not be able to handle your alcohol because it's a liver. Maybe this liver was from someone who had no alcohol tolerance and you...
Oh, that means you just get to buy Bud Light and then you get drunk after like 3. That seems amazing.
But regardless, it's still going to change.
But that doesn't change who you are. That changes your adaptation to what that tool you are given to use.
Correct.
It changes the signals it's receiving.
But your behavior is part of who you are too.
You're the liver people have is still a tool to use that you are incorporated with thousands of years of evolution. That gives you your unique liver.
Sure, but I would never take...
If your liver does not function,
but I would never...
and you are given a new liver, you will have to adapt to that change. That doesn't change who you are. You are not who you were, does not change who you are.
But that liver is not you. But that liver is not part...
it's not borrowed. You're not giving it back. It is now you, and you are changing who you are, not who you were.
I guess I'm trying to say is that in this case, are you really the same person? And
yes,
I would argue
you are still the same person.
I would argue no, because your signals you're receiving are different.
You are still the same person. You are receiving different signals. Does not mean you were not the same person.
No, I would say you're still the same person, but that piece that was replaced.
I'm never saying it is, but it is now you. It is not who you were. It is now who you are.
It's not you. I would say it is now you under your control and yours, but I wouldn't say it's part...
It is now yours! How is it not now yours?
I would never... No.
That is not Bill's liver. That is now your liver that your body uses. It was Bill's. It is not Bill's anymore.
But it was still Bill's. Yes.
You can give that emotional attachment to that liver, but it is not Bill's liver anymore because it is now your liver.
But emotions are part of people.
Okay, let's say the average liver is 1 pound, and
the liver is like the densest organ in the body. It's like 18 pounds for most people. It's giant. The liver is real big.
5 pounds. I don't actually.
Yeah, the liver is the densest organ in the body, apart from like skin.
Are you now going to be 18% Bill?
No,
because
you are still you. If it is Bill's, if it was Bill's, it is now yours. Assuming that the transmission actually takes and your body isn't like, no, fuck Bill, and then all of a sudden your liver doesn't work anymore, and that's a different complication. Because then it definitely is Bill's, because your body's like, fuck that, I don't want Bill's in me anymore.
All right. So what if you drank something or ate something that changes your behavior, and someone says, like, hey, look, you kind of acted like an asshole the other night. It's like, oh, I drank too much. That wasn't me. That was the liquor talking. It's like, okay, would you buy that argument because technically they weren't them, they were under the influence? Or would you say, no, that person's, his signals might have been screwed up, but he's still the same person?
Of the three of us, I have ingested the most illicit substances. Any argument?
I'm not going to deny this, nor challenge this. I am just going to be silent now.
I was me under the influence of a substance that is not natural to my body. I took the actions I took under illicit substance.
Yeah, but your tolerance level.
No. That's irrelevant.
There's significantly greater.
The initial time you snort cocaine, you do not have a tolerance level for snorting cocaine. And you do some shit. It's an illicit substance that absolutely affects the mind and is something that sticks out. It does, because fucking alcohol meant nothing to me, and I drank so much that night.
The question to Micah and to you, Sera, was, if someone said, look, hey, man, you were an asshole last night, and then the other person said, hey, no, it's not my fault. I was under illicit...
Sure,
yeah,
exactly.
No,
yeah, but like you say, it wasn't me. It wasn't me
that inebriated state. But me high on a night on cocaine and me surviving 6 months after a liver transplant are not the same thing.
So you would say if you're high on some illicit drug, you still say that's
yes,
you? Like, not because of your actions and ownership. You say that's you, even though you're not really
there
you.
There are times where I'm more of an asshole when I'm drunk.
You can't function.
And it is definitely because I've drank more. It's not because I'm not that much of an asshole. It's that drinking made me more of the asshole that I actually am.
It brought down the filters. I was going to say, though, you can't behave, like society can't behave as if you aren't.
That is why it's a crime.
Of a substance.
You are not absolved from your crimes that you have when you're on coke or high on meth.
Especially, you're not absolved from the choices you made.
Because you made the choice to go into that altered state, and what you did in altered state is still you, regardless of that altered state. Drunk driving is a bigger punishment than you hitting someone else in the car.
You are, even if technically maybe you aren't you under a substance or whatever, like you've gone so off the rails, your brain is whatever. It doesn't matter. You still own the choices you made.
You are not absolved from the consequences of your choices.
So
I'm fine with that argument. Like, look, you got to accept some ownership here. Otherwise, this is going to be a little chaotic.
But this doesn't have to deal with, like, a liver transplant and how those messages change.
So you need to accept the ownership that a cereal is.
That's
is what I'm saying.
Fuck, that was the topic, wasn't it? Wow, we got off the rails real hard. It is not a cold soup.
Cold soup. Just a cold soup. Just like a bread bowl is very soggy.
It is one. Absolutely not. I'm letting you off the hook for this. It is not. A bread bowl is one piece of bread that has filling. That is not a sandwich.
just like a hot dog or a
none of those
burrito.
sandwiches.
Wow, you are
none of them. Why did you not start this topic as like things that are a sandwich,
debate.
And then we can just specifically prove you wrong that these things are not sandwiches?
Isn't it obvious that muffins are just frostingless cakes?
No.
Yes, it's an excuse to have cakes for breakfast.
I mean,
just like
that's a better argument.
Yeah, that's a good argument.
It's the same thing with waffles. Waffles are just like crispy cakes
in the name,
you just put your own type of
with holes in them.
Exactly.
They just have syrup holders.
You absolutely cannot argue that pancakes are better than waffles because waffles are absolutely superior to pancakes.
I don't have a preference. I think they're both delightful breakfast items. Yeah, I love them both for different reasons.
Wait, okay. A premium.
Do I want extra syrupy syrup or do I want soggy cake bread with syrup kind of infused in it?
It's waffles. There's no choice. It's waffles.
No,
they're not.
They're both delicious. I love them both.
No.
And muffins are absolutely an excuse to eat cake for breakfast.
Waffles are better.
But waffles aren't muffins.
Waffles are not muffins. I'm saying that, but I'm also saying that waffles are a superior breakfast staple than muffins are. Muffins are like a brunch at best.
I would agree.
No.
I would agree that waffles are a better choice than muffins for breakfast in my personal preference file, but muffins are
but they're also not a meal. They're a snack. Nobody has a meal of a muffin.
I have done that. I have absolutely had. Have you seen those muffins that they like have at Cub or Target?
Cakes.
They're like the
those
size of my head.
Those are cakes.
No.
No, they're not.
Muffins.
They're muffins, though.
They're
they say muffins on the box. So muffins are cake. They are
no.
See?
They are mushroom-shaped cakes because of their size and density.
And you eat them with a spoon because they're too big.
At a certain point, it stops being a muffin, and it is a cake. Thus, they are not the same thing.
The only difference between a cupcake
no,
and a muffin
absolutely not.
Is the frosting.
You can have a frostingless cupcake, and it's still not muffin. Yes, you can.
You cannot have a frostingless cupcake. It is a muffin at that point.
Sarah, are you deliberately trying to rile us up?
What's the us? It's just me.
Are you?
Yes.
She's poking the bear, and this is the roar you get.
Maybe.
Right. I'm willing to entertain the idea that cereal is a soup. Like, it's kind of funny and very charming.
Do not entertain that fact, Phil.
No, I will, but I will draw the line that, like, a bread bowl is a sake sandwich. Like, that's a deliberate fighting mentality that you're just trying to kick the can that's full of poop everywhere. I'm like, I have to stop this conversation.
It's gonna be great editing where, like, Sarah and I are both just laughing with your very logical assessment of the argument, but yet it's going to be washed out with you just saying this thing. With
I don't know. It's not logical at all. Phil's argument isn't logical at all. It's totally emotional. He's emotionally not accepting the fact that a bread bowl.
You couldn't even make it through that statement, Sarah. So you
feel right.
I need to just let me know.
No, it's for him. It doesn't feel right to me. On the other hand, it is filling encased by bread.
Wrong.
It is a sandwich. Nope.
Yes?
Cereal, soup. I'm willing to listen.
Cereal is a soup.
I even agree with Micah that...
No, it is not.
I will agree with Micah that waffles are superior to pancakes at every fucking grade. Even F grade waffle is better than F grade
an F grade waffle
is just
better
like
than a
grade to grade level.
There are good pancakes. I'm not taking away from pancakes. But waffles are superior, unless it's like bacon as opposed to like a slab of ham. Like, the worst bacon is still better than the worst slab of ham.
No, disagrees. A good piece of ham is better than a really awful, like,
continental
bacon.
breakfast bacon. Yeah. We talked about this.
Is that not bacon?
Is worse than a shitty piece of bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to say on a grade by grade level, for sure, hands down, waffles better than pancakes. Like,
on average,
I think that this is made on a
waffle is better than the average pancake.
But
as the average bacon is better than the average ham.
But I love rolling up a pancake.
Right.
And I love, like, just, I really love just butter on a pancake.
Fucking eat lefse. God damn it.
Without syrup. Just
embrace your Norwegian ancestry.
I do eat lefse. But I
you
like
just need to roll the lefse sensor.
Sometimes it's about the girth.
Wow. Sorry, listeners. If you thought this was going to be a nice PG-13 content, Sarah had to make it all
I apologize. And just...
Yes, you love girthy food. Eggplant emoji.
I like bacon. I love pancakes. I really love
emoji. Like, what's that supposed to be? Was it supposed to be like water for an umbrella?
I was about to, Phil, but thank you. Thank you for taking that bullet. Oh, I am not the only dirty man in this podcast. So, yes.
Listen, what was it originally for?
I just really love brunch, okay? I really love brunch.
We're not taking it away from you. This is not cancel culture. We're still judging you for your like of eggplant emoji.
I actually don't really care for emojis in general or eggplants, but
cool.
I mean, eggplants are fine.
Whatever. That's fine.
But they're just not for me.
Would you?
You like your pickles.
But
and
I love pancakes, okay? Love pancakes.
Okay, Sarah, would you eat soup for brunch?
No. What?
Yes. I mean,
who eats soup for brunch?
Would you eat?
Depends on the soup.
Would you eat soup for breakfast?
No.
Not under sick conditions. Like, not when you're ill. But just also, regular, I'm going to eat breakfast.
Cereal, in this situation, is not soup.
Right. My definition and Micah's definition of soup.
Well, personally, I would rather have actual soup, like hot soup for breakfast, than any gross cold cereal, because it's basically dog food for children.
Now in that definition saying that cereal is not soup because it's dog food for children.
Right, you're making it.
No, I am not saying that. I'm saying
so
hot
you
soup
like your warm Lucky Charms?
Soup. I would have.
So then it's dog food for kids. Thus, it's not soup.
I don't. It's absolutely dog food for kids.
How is it soup?
Totally soup. It's just a soup. It's a soup I don't like. It's a soup I don't like. Not everyone has to like a soup. I don't really like. I don't know. I don't really like. There's actually most soups I do.
I feel like, Sarah, you're just bucketing into groups of like soups I don't like or cereal, and soups that I do like is everything else.
Pretty much.
And then I'm like, well, then there's two buckets here. They're not the same.
I like warm food. Okay, I can stomach oatmeal because it's hot. I don't, but I could also eat like cold cucumber soup. I can eat cold like chilled soups. I don't know, avocado pea soup. I could do that. I don't really like the sugary shit, though.
By your definition,
I don't like the sugary sweetness of
it is something
we'll
define
soup.
Later. So, listeners, if you feel that cereal is a soup, leave your comment below.
Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments.
On wherever you're listening to this podcast.
And if hot dogs isn't, in fact, a sandwich, and whether waffles are indeed superior to pancakes.
Well, I mean, waffles are superior to pancakes, so you don't need to comment on that.
Bread bowls.
Because they just are.
Tell us what your definition of a sandwich is. That's what I want to know.
Thanks, Mom.
But when you eat a hot dog, you
Google
become
says,
the hot dog.
Google is the authority. Our God and Savior Google has defined a hot dog as a sandwich, so it is a sandwich to me. Anyway. Thanks,
Bye, Mom.